Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Global Dialogue for Justice Global Classroom and our continuing publication of Social Costs of the State of Emergency. Tonight, we are on ninth week of sharing with the world the findings of the study. So it is an honor to welcome our professor and the principal investigator of the study, Dr. Bayram Arzaramala. Dr. Bayram, thank you very much and welcome back to our global classroom. Dr.
Thank you
Bayram.
very much for inviting me, Merjina. Well, I feel sorry as always for joining your lectures, to be honest, but it is my uh, duty of conscience, and it's my duty for the humanity to join you. That's why uh, I uh, always try to join lessons and then uh, enlighten the world community on this subject. Uh, that is all I'm going to say for now, Major. Thank you very much.
So, like I said, we are on ninth week, and we have shared some of the major in your findings, the methods and practices. And so, it's really hard to face our audience and tell all these crimes against humanity that's been happening for 8 years. So, even me, not as a Turkish person, when I face our live stream audience, it's hard for me. It's emotional. It's heartbreaking, and we have covered the major findings and the tools and practices. The systemic. It's really hard because tonight it's a very hard topic. But we have shared with them the babies in prison, the cadets in prison, and suicide. It's just truly unbelievable, and the world still has to learn about this, Dr. Bayram. And tonight our topic is really hard. It's really hard to talk about because we're talking about torture, and this is something that the world is still I've been telling you that still must learn. And for the longest time, for 8 years, the international community, the international media has been quiet, has been silent, has been deaf and blind for the cries of for justice from the innocent people of Turkey. So tonight, Dr. Baram, this is part of the result. What can you tell
Yeah.
before we call on our guest who will share a story about this topic? What can you share with our viewers about this result from your study?
Well, in the eyes of this criminal regime, presumption of innocence for the suspects is out of question, out of way, out of mind. Okay, presumption of guilt is the norm. That is why. That is why this criminal regime, torture is a standard treatment for the subjects. It could be different forms, obviously. Sometimes could be beatings, electrocutions, rape for women, maybe for even for men, rape with some sort of police buttons. You might guess how to be raped by police buttons. Um, whether it's for men or for women, it doesn't matter. Uh, uh, inhumane treatment, degrading treatment, uh, uh, threat threat of rape or threat of torture of family members is as standard. And to be honest, this regime do not try to hide it. Believe you me, they broadcast torture on TV. Why do they do that? It's simple, because they have no fear that somebody could question them, could stand against them. That is why uh, they broadcast uh, uh, torture on TV to scare general public, that if and somehow they stand against this regime, they will be ending up like those people on TV. That is why they don't shy away torturing innocent people, or they don't shy away from broadcasting what they do. Uh, this is the reality, and torture is not just systematic, but from start to end it is continuous. Believe you me, it initially it could be a hard torture, beating, I know, electrocution, this and that, or trying to uh, maybe I don't know, putting person in some sort of without air position, this and or making them to stand up or sit in certain position for a long time, this and that, or sometimes making them to do some sort of uh, inhumane movements, inhumane acts. When those heavy tortures stop, torture doesn't end there. What they do usually, they uh, treat the victims like they are not humans. Okay, they are some sort of beasts. The victims do not get any rights of ordinary human beings. Let me tell you a few examples out of our research. For example, every prisoner have right to talk to their families, but these people get, if they get, sometimes they cannot talk to their families maybe for 6 months, for a year. Uh, uh, it is it is if they get this sort of treatment, it's ordinary. If somehow they get any opportunity to talk to their families, they might get once in 2 months, uh, or once a month, and it is in the law. Believe you me, it's in the law, because uh, this regime treat its opponents uh, as uh, some sort of beasts. Just to say, um, that is why they this regime label all of its enemies uh, as terrorists, to make it easy for them to treat uh, inhumanely. And when some human rights organizations visit or ask questions about the imprisoned people, they say uh, uh, this is in the interest of national security. Well, most of the imprisoned people are teachers, academics, ordinary people who never bore arms, never carried arms. Probably none of them were caught with arms. None of them were found threatening or trying to harm any other people. But just to make this criminal uh, regime's methods uh, actually keep going, they use this excuse.
Thank you very much, Dr. Varam. For the people, around the world, what you're sharing is something truly unbelievable. This is not going to happen in a society, and any society. The way the torture is going on, like the methods that they use, is so barbaric, and it's so inhumane, and it's really hard to believe, but it is happening, and it's been happening in Turkey, and this is why it's really hard. This topic is really hard, and we have our guest. whose life and her work is really truly unmatched. Her courage to give a voice to those victims of torture and to the victims of the decree laws and her daily life and her own experience. It's truly very inspiring. And so I would like to, with great honor and respect and admiration, to welcome back Dr. Fatma Zahra Fidan. Dr. Fidan, thank you very much for coming back and helping us enlighten the world on this very, very hard topic.
Thank you very much for kind inviting. Yes, our topic is very hard again. And then in this program, I wanna share some results. My interviewing. I did interview with 3 victim torture. One of them is women, the others are men. As you say, torture is a unbelievable and undefining problem for all of the world, for all of the humanity. But especially in my country, in our country, torture is the reality of society, unfortunately. I want to share shortly my results. One of my participants, 43 years old, have 2 children. He was an English teacher, and then after 2016, coup attempt happened, and 7 or 8 months later, he was arrested. He divorced before years ago, and his children lived with his old wife. For this season, at least 1 year, he didn't his children. I must to say that my participant's life is like a movie, like unbelievable stories. His life is extraordinary. Not because of torturing. Completely, this story is unbelievable, really. He said to me, Dr. Zehra, he was a tall man. And he said to me, Dr. Zehra, I am a tall man, but there were the taller me case about me. Some people complain about me. They were saying about me as a terrorist. There were the people among the people, my brother, and then my friends, and then etc. etc. But I said to judge, if I ask to me what happened, what did I do, what did I live, I can tell you. I am a Muslim man, and then I was praying, and I am praying at the moment, and I'm going to pray in the future. And then I love my God, and I told about this subject to other people, and I am telling in the same topic in the prison, and I'm going to tell in the future. If I am arrested about this subject, yes, you may write. You may write. I did all of this, and I'm going to do this. But I'm not a terrorist. I'm not a terrorist. Also, I'm a nationalist person. I'm a nationalist person. I'm a Muslim and nationalist person. For this reason, I love my country. I love my state. That's all. I want to read his statement. I wrote his sentences. He said that they were torturing two prisoners who they wanted to die in these cells. The cells were such dirty, small and terrible situation. You can't believe. There was a toilet in there. Bunk bed was fixed to the floor. That is, it couldn't be moved. There was a very strong light at height of 10 centimeters above the bed, above her head. The light was so strong, was impossible not to expose to it. You cannot move the bed. Lie down another place. It was so terrible situation, and you are exposed to light forcibly. I stayed for 3 months like this situation, and then the corneal layer of my right eye damaged and 90% vision loss occurred. I could have an operating years later. My participants lived in a prison 4 years and I think 6 months. And then she went out this prisoner's life. And then his story was very terrible because according to learning, no one visited to him during 4 years. His prison, although his prison is in the same state, that is, his family candidates live in the same state, but none of his family visited to him during 4 years. Can you believe this? And then his old wife didn't say to children, your father was arrested. She didn't say like this. And then poor children knew that his father was left to them. And then these children were abandoned by their mother. And then they know that they are left by their father. Yes, they had to stay in the street. His son had to go orphan house, and then his daughter in high school. His daughter in high school was terrible situation. Because he was abandoned by her mother. But one day, this young girl was a genius. She was intelligent girl, and then she seemed not to listen all of lessons, but she was lying on head on the desk, but sometimes stand up, and she found her teacher mistakes, for example, mathematics lesson. And then her teacher realized his extraordinary situation, and after understood this poor girl, a woman who is in Türkan Saylan Foundation took this young girl, dear friends. This young girl lived with this woman who is in Türkan Saylan Foundation for 4 years. This woman was like her mother. This woman loved to her very much, and then I guess she helped to them to find their father in prison. Completely 4 years later, they visited to their father in prison. Dear friends, to listen this story was very hard for me. For 3 hours, I listened the hard story, but it was unbelievable, really. Think please, during 4 years, no one visited to him. No one visited to him, and after 4 years, his children visited to him the first time. When he telling this story, he was crying. Dr. Zehra, you cannot believe in the screen. I learned. I had my visitors for 4 years later, and then my body was shaking. My body was shaking. I couldn't stop. Yes. His family situation was so terrible, and then he didn't trust anyone anymore. He didn't trust. Also his family, also his friends, also all of people in Turkish society.
Well, Dr. Fidan, thank you very much for sharing this experience. This is something that many of us, from outside of Turkey, do not understand, and you're sharing these in a rich description. We feel that emotion, we feel the pain, and maybe by doing this, by constantly, sharing, these experiences, and I hope that you will continue to help us enlighten the world, and I hope that your participants will keep their strength and their courage to keep having that voice be heard by the rest of the world. So thank you very much, Dr. Sarah and Dr.
Thank you
Fidan.
very much too.
Yes. So, Dr. Baram, we have a guest who is joining us tonight, and someone who can also have a very valuable information for the world to share. And please help me introduce her, Dr. Baram.
I don't see her on the screen yet. Has she joined us?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, okay then. Well, as far as I know, she's one of the most courageous women in the world, basically. She put her name under many courageous news, basically, especially news concerning imprisoned people, tortured people, killed, murdered people, and I am sure she had lots of trouble with this state. I don't know the details because I don't know her personally yet, but I would love to hear her personal story from herself.
Yes.
Sevin Canım, I'm going to translate what I say, Merjina. Sevinç Hanım, artık sizinle Türkçe konuşacağız. İngilizcenizin zayıf olduğunu siz söylemiştiniz.
Evet.
Velhasıl Merjina sizi tanımak istediğini söyledi. Ben de kısaca şunu dedim. Karşımızdaki hanımefendi dünyanın en cesur gazetecilerinden birisi. Çünkü bu rejimin belli ki hani hapse attığı, işkence ettiği, öldürdüğü insanların haberlerini yapabildi. O gerekçeyle devlette başının belada olduğunu tahmin ediyorum dedim. Çünkü ben de açıkça söylüyorum, ben sizi tanımıyorum. Hani şimdi tanıyacağım. O yüzden hayat hikayenizi bir anlatırsanız seviniriz. Siz Türkçe anlatın, biz İngilizceye çeviririz daha sonra. Buyurunuz efendim. Ama vakit verirseniz arada çevirebiliriz. Öyle bir şey yapabiliriz. Buyurunuz efendim.
Tamam, siz ne zaman çevirmek isterseniz. Ben tabii gazetecilik mezunuyum. İstanbul Üniversitesi gazetecilikte okudum.
Okay.
99'da mezunum.
Merjina, she's graduated from a journalism school from Istanbul University, okay? In Istanbul University.
Oradan mezun oldum. Sonra Türkiye'deki işte böyle büyük medya kurumlarında çalışmaya başladım. Sabah grubunda başladım önce çalışmaya. Tabii kültür sanat, benim alanım kültür sanat, kültür sanatı çok seviyordum. Dolayısıyla bu alanlarda haberler yapıyordum.
Okay.
Çok yani başka medya kurumlarında çalıştıktan sonra en son Zaman Gazetesi'nden bana bir teklif gelmişti. Ben orada çalışmaya başladım.
Okay. Orada duralım. Merjina, after graduation, she started working in different newspapers. Basically, she was making art and culture, news. Basically, that was her job, and she got an offer from Zaman newspaper in Istanbul. After this supposed to be coup d'etat, that newspaper was labeled as a newspaper of a terrorist organization. Probably that is why she was considered as a terrorist out of that post or out of that journal. And that's my guess. I just stop here. Buyurunuz Sevinç Hanım, buyurunuz.
Evet, kapatılana kadar zamanda çalıştım. Yani kayyum atanıp kapatılana kadar ben orada çalıştım. Tabii kültür sanatla ilgiliydim. Ben siyaset alanında herhangi bir haber yapan bir gazeteci değildim. Ve bütün bu 15 Temmuz'dan sonra çıkan pek çok şeyden de 15 Temmuz'dan sonra haber oldum işte böyle. Mesela Baylok'tur, başka konulardır. Hiçbirinden bir bilgim yoktu yani, böyle söyleyeyim.
Just give me a second, please. She had nothing to do with politics due to her job. She was only interested in art and culture newspapers, art and culture subjects. She had nothing to do with politics or any other things relating to politics. But after supposed to be coup d'etat, somehow she was made into making political news. Buyurunuz Sevinç Hanım.
Sonra tabii yani 15 Temmuz'dan sonra gazeteciler tutuklanmaya başladı, biliyorsunuz. Benim de birçok arkadaşım, meslektaşım tutuklandı. Çünkü benim için çok korkunçtu. Yani dolayısıyla başımıza ne geleceği belli değildi. Ben hani benim başıma, yani hakkımda herhangi bir soruşturma yok ama ben şöyle düşündüm. Yani ülkedeki herkesi, gazetecileri, işte çalışanları terörist ilan ettiler. Sen artık burada iş bulamazsın. Hani biraz yurt dışına git, dil öğrenirsin. Sonra işte ne bileyim okuyabilirsen okursun oralarda. Sonra geri dönersin. Birkaç sene geri dönersin. Yani bu kafayla ben Almanya'ya geldim. Ama Almanya'ya geldikten sonra buradan tabii Türkiye'den çıkınca resmi daha iyi görüyorsunuz. Ne oluyor, ne bitiyor. Uzaktan daha iyi görülüyor. Zaten buraya geldiğimde de öğrendiğim birkaç olay, yani tutuklanan birkaç arkadaşımla ilgili olaylar da beni çok etkiledi. Yani onların ne suçu var? Diğerlerinin de suçu yok ama gencecik küçük iki kızlar yani tutuklanınca bu olaylardan sonra ben Türkiye'ye dönmemeye karar verdim. Yani oraya döndüğümde başıma ne geleceğini bilmiyordum.
Burada duralım. Evet. Bir soru sorayım. Ya Türkiye'de yakalanmadınız değil mi? Yakalanmadınız veya hapse konulmadınız değil mi? Doğrudan.
Tamam. Ben Türkiye'den pasaportumla Atatürk Havaalanı'ndan, kendi pasaportumla Belçika vizesiyle Belçika'dan vize almıştım.
Tamam.
Ona vizesiyle çıktım, geldim. Dönüş biletimi de almıştım hatta, döneceğim falan diye. Yani öyle.
Tamam, ben bu kısmı tercüme edeyim. Merjina, well, she was busy making art and culture news. After that supposed to be coup d'etat, what we call, in fact, a special operation by that criminal regime occurred. She witnessed her colleagues being arrested and put in prison for no reason, or for just probably doing their jobs. And she got scared, or she got some sort of irritated by what she witnessed. So she decided to leave Turkey. So I asked her whether she was arrested too. She said no, because I mean, as she thought, she wasn't interested in politics anyway. That's why she left Turkey using by her passport. Firstly, going to Belgium, she said, then moving to Germany. But she had her return ticket to Turkey, but she didn't have courage to return because she got scared of what she saw, witnessed, read in Turkey, because she said innocent little, young journalists were being arrested for no reason or for little reason. So she decided not to return to Turkey, basically.
So, Dr. Bayram,
Yeah.
so can we ask her? Well, first of all, I'd like to commend her for her courage, for all the things that she has done to, be a voice of the victims of the state of emergency and decree laws. And it's truly an honor having her to the Global Dialogue for Justice on our live stream publication. And I'm wondering if we can meet with her for the part 2 of our, the topic torture, and also with the participation of Colonel Hussein Demirtas for next week. Can we ask her if she's able to join us?
Okay. Sevinç Hanım, öncelikle sizi cesaretinizden dolayı tebrik ediyorum. Benim ses bana geliyor. Mikrofonu kapatma şansınız olur mu? Teşekkür ediyorum. Sizi cesaretinizden dolayı tebrik ediyor. Bir de diyor ki önümüzdeki hafta yine bu işkence konusunu işleyeceğiz. Önümüzdeki hafta Albay Hüseyin Demirtaş var. Almanya'da bildiğim kadarıyla. Onunla diyor bir program yapacağız. Onun da katıldığı bir program yapacağız. Bize katılır mısınız diye size soruyor Sevinç Hanım. Programa önümüzdeki hafta.
Yani şimdi önümüzdeki hafta bilmiyorum, başka programlar vardı ama bir bakayım, söz vermeyeyim ama katılmaya çalışırım. Hani öyle söylemiş olayım. Şu an bilemiyorum.
Merjina, she is not sure whether she has a free time or not, but she will try her best to join you next week. Okay?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Merjina.
Okay, Dr. Bayram, that's perfect. So for now, I would like to say thank you very much for joining us and introducing yourself. And I think your contribution will be extremely valuable to the global audience that we are trying to educate, because there's still a huge number of people around the world that must learn about what's happening in Turkey. So it is truly an honor, and I'm really looking forward to having you to the Global Dialogue for Justice.
Merjina dedi ki önümüzdeki hafta bize katılabilirsiniz, memnun oluruz. Çünkü sizin katılımınızın Türkiye'de yaşanan olaylar, o kötü olayların yansıtılması konusunda çok değerli olduğunu düşünüyoruz. Cesaretiniz için ayrıca tebrikler. Katılırsanız da yine de çok da memnun oluruz denildi efendim. Yes, Merjina. Okay.
So for now, we'd like to say good evening to everybody and good night. But first, Dr. Vedan, what can you say to our global audience? What message would you like to share with them tonight?
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Merjana, for this program, for such this important program, because we cannot find possibility to talk, to tell, to explain our terrible situation as innocent citizens. But all of our topic are very hard. Yes, last program, in the past program, we were talking about babies in prison. It was very hard too, but torturing, I cannot know what I say about this subject. This is a crime for humanity. This is a crime of humanity. And then, as Dr. Bayram said, there are a lot of style of torturing. And then my participants said to me, strong light, electrocuted, and beating, and raping, or to fear be raped, etc. There are a lot of ways of torturing, and then all of people, hundreds people were exposed to torture by the Erdogan regime in my country, unfortunately. And then we are as innocent as trust people, trust citizens. We are fighting against the injustice, and we have to continue behave like this. And we are inviting the others to join to us. That's
Thank
all.
you very much. Thank you so much, Dr. Fidan, for your courage, for your strength, and for your continuing commitment to share the voice of those people who have their voices have been weakened by the brutal regime. And so you're right, we have a responsibility to share them with the world. So, Dr. Bayram, you are a professor and you have documented this, to be part of history. So, what is your message to our global audience tonight?
Sorry. Well, Merjina, I've got an explanation for the inhumane treatment of innocent people by these criminals. Basically, in their twisted mind, they think that by killing, maiming, torturing innocent people, they think that they serve their God. We don't know who their God is, but in political Islam's God is not truly believers' God, obviously. Yes, true believers' God and political Islamist God should be different, because political Islamist God is a murderer. He's obviously a thief. I'm guessing he must be a thief. And his political Islamist God is criminal because by torturing innocent people, innocent babies, innocent women, anybody, even animals, or doesn't matter whomever they are, those criminals think that they are serving their God. That is why they are so ruthless in doing their criminal action. And just to give some pictures to the minds of the people in the West. I'm sure they are aware of some sort of suicide bombers. Yes, suicide bombers. I'm sure they've heard those suicide bombers. Those suicide bombers do not care who they kill, whether they kill babies or innocent men, women, doesn't matter. They just kill. You remember? As the stories of those supposed to be suicide bombers serving their God, these criminal political Islamists take joy out of torturing men, women, babies.
Yes.
And they take enjoyment while torturing them. If our listeners remember from our last lecture, we referred story of a tortured victim who were shouting, "Oh God," something like that, while she was being electrocuted, and saying the Islamic word "La ilaha illallah," I think, or Allahu Akbar, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, these words are still being used by suicide bombers, but that lady was that lady was actually just trying to be actually close to God while she was thinking that she was going to die out of those torture.
Yes.
Like that. So basically, these criminals think they serve their God. That is why
Yes.
they publish, they publicize their criminal acts. So people in the West should know their motivation, why
Yes.
they are so careless, why they are so ruthless in treating innocent people so barbaric.
Yes.
That is what I would like to say for now, Mejna. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And so, Miss Savinch, okay, so I'm going to learn how to pronounce her name. I apologize. So, Dr. Varam, please tell her, I apologize. Next program, next segment, next week, I should be able to have a grip on how to pronounce her name. But I would like to thank her very much. And if she's got a message to the world tonight, please have it. Do so.
Sessiz kapalı hocam.
Microphone.
Sevinç Hanım, dünya bir mesajınız varsa söyleyebilir misiniz? Mercin'e söyle. Buyurun hocam.
Yani tabii ki ben insan hakları diyebilirim. Yani sadece Türkiye'de değil tabii dünyanın pek çok yerinde haksızlıklar, hukuksuzluklar oluyor. Umarım bunların sona erdiği zamanlar gelir mi bilmiyorum. Bazen çok umutlu oluyoruz, bazen çok umutsuz oluyoruz ama yani mücadele etmeye, bunun için mücadele etmeye devam edeceğiz hep birlikte.
Well, she is wishing well to all human beings, basically. There are human rights violations all over the world. She recognized that, and then she said that we are going to fight against injustices all over the world until they are finished. Basically, that is her wish at the same time, that human rights violations are finalized all over the world.
So, well, thank you very much, and hopefully we will see each other when we travel to Europe, to travel to Germany. So during the Global Dialogue for Justice this year, the 2024 Global Dialogue for Justice is supposed to be on the road with you, Dr. Zara and Dr. Varam, and hopefully with Ms. Savant, we will see you. And thank you very much, and we will see you for the next live stream and the continuing scholarly publication of social costs of the state of emergency. So until next time, thank you very much and good night.